Hi. So we're seeing a lot of stuff going on, people blaming Trump left and right, up and down, okay? And that has to stop. Now, I'm not a Trump supporter, I'm not even a Republican, but I'm saying it has to stop because they're showing the same stuff over and over on social media, on the news of him, the little sound bites he and the leaders of the Republican Party were saying to incite the riot. And but nobody's talking about what he did. Was it was it a crime or not? Can he be arrested? Can he be charged? Can he be taken to trial and be convicted of a crime under the law? Nobody is talking about that. At least I have not heard anything about that. I heard about impeachment and I've heard about uh, invoking the 25th Amendment. And those two things to me is ridiculous. That's political theater. But nobody's saying did he commit a crime where he can be arrested, charged, prosecuted, and convicted. Nobody's saying anything about that. That's what I want to know. Okay? Um, when the but he is getting punished right now in like ethical justice, um, because he's getting pulled off social media and whatnot, and that could have some business connotations behind it. But I'm looking at it as an ethical retaliation. Um, Deutsche Bank just canceled; it's not going to do business with him anymore. At least that's what they're saying now. That might change later, because you're talking about he owes them $300 million, and he probably borrows a lot of money from these people. So it's good business. Where there's money. I don't know if people really walk away from that. They may walk away from it now. They open and then go back behind closed doors and make new deals. I don't know. But right now, that's what's being shown: ethical justice, and rightly so. Okay. Now, Trump isn't a really like the way he's being portrayed is completely evil. He really isn't. Now, I don't follow politics, but I could say name two things that he did off the top of my head. One, he built the wall. I personally don't agree with the wall. I think it's a waste of money and time. But he ran on the platform of building this wall. So for his base, he fulfilled that responsibility, with the exception of getting Mexico to pay for it. But he did that. I don't know if he did a complete job or not, because I didn't follow it. Second, something that's closer to me, because I coach boxing, he pardoned Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson was a heavyweight fighter back in the day. He a black heavyweight fighter. He used to date white women. He had one white woman he called his wife, but it was kind of like his girlfriend, and she used to travel with him. And Congress put into some in law that that turned Jack Johnson into a criminal. It was it's like one of the first prostitution laws for human trafficking. It was for Jack Johnson, and he became a criminal for it. President Trump pardoned him. Obviously he's been dead for a long time, but he pardoned him because that was clearly wrong. Okay. Now, President Trump has also done some things in business, and some of it is affecting like the stock market now, but not in the way that he's getting credit for it. Okay. Um, President Clinton said once that he benefited from things that Bush Senior did, because when policies go into place, it takes years, sometimes a whole decade for us to physically see the results of it. So he benefited from and got credit for some of the things that Bush Senior did, and Bush Junior benefited and got credit for some of the things that Clinton did. And obviously, the whole 9/11 thing that occurred kind of put, and the depression this country went into. Don't really know what Bush Jr. did. I just know things was really rough back then. But when Obama took office, he did some things. And one of those things is stabilize the stock market, and the economy. And now President Trump is benefiting from that, and he has enhanced it a little bit. Now I know a little bit about the stock market because this house I'm sitting in, I paid for it with stocks. So I believe I know what I'm talking about. Now there's some other things that I don't know about that Trump may have done, but President Biden is going to benefit from it, and whoever is president 4 years from now is also going to benefit from that. So that's how that works. But what he did by inciting this crowd was wrong, because when he was first elected for president, and Democrats tried to charge him for stealing the election. Democrats didn't storm the Capitol building. Nobody died in that. They just try to blame Russia or whatever, but nothing came from it. All right. In this case, President Trump lost the election. You call it fraud or what have you, but people died. That's the difference, and that's wrong. Okay. Now, as far as that's concerned, you got Vice President Pence and you got President Trump. Vice President Pence is really close to President Trump. So for him to go against his own party member, his leader, that he's really close to, he must have known something that we, the viewing public, didn't know. So for us to turn against him and call for his life is ignorant. There's no merit for it. He obviously knows something and is qualified to know something that we didn't know. So to blame him, to say, well, he's wrong for going against Trump because Trump is right that the election was stolen, we don't know. All right? And to be incited in that way to the level of killing people, that shows a level of stupidity, intellectual fortitude, considering the level of people that were there, the class of people that were there, educated people, middle class people, upper middle class people, people that could take off work and come fly in on private jets and stuff. To have that kind of mindset is ridiculous. President Trump is not a bad person, like I've pointed out. However, if this is a crime, a legal crime where he can be arrested, charged with a crime, a legal crime, prosecuted and convicted, show me. I want to see it. Stop showing me all this crap that I already know about, I already saw. Show me, is it a crime or not? And then follow through on it. What he did, in my opinion, was wrong. And if it's a crime, he should be punished for it. Because Bill Cosby did a lot of good things for a lot of people, privately and publicly. But he's convicted for rape. Rape is a crime. Date rape or drug rape, whatever it is. And he's rotting in jail right now. Nobody said, well, he did all these good things. That's not an excuse. It doesn't erase the bad thing. And nobody died. He just violated people. People died in what happened. But the people that's being arrested are the ones that broke in and entering. The leaders still roaming free. Did they commit a crime or did they not? If they did not commit a crime, move on. Let's get the next presidency going and stop all this political theater. Again, I'm not into politics, but this stood out, and I did a lot of research on it, and I listened to both sides. They're very divisive, I should say. There's a big divide. Everyone, like Fox, is so divided from like CNN, and so I guess it's their natural rival or whatever. But you can really hear the hatred from Fox commentators, which is it's not funny. It's actually dangerous, but that's how it is. It's like nobody wants to tell news. They just want to point fingers. But in my opinion, what Trump did was wrong. If you have any questions, ask it in the comment section down below. Subscribe. Y'all have a good day.